There have been a lot of things said about the whole entire Nolan Wells situation today. So much so, I chose not to make a lot of comments on the situation just for the fact there is so many rumors, so much inappropriate comments, AI videos, misinformation out there. The only two sources of information I truly trust when it comes to this case is either from the mother Christine's page or if I go to Benjamin Crump's Instagram. Those are the two resources that I go to if I want to know some true and accurate information. And that's it, to be honest with you. So today, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, if you didn't know, that Nolan has had his celebration of life, his homegoing today. It was in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and you can see it was a tough time for a lot of friends and family. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Benjamin Crump's Instagram so he can go ahead and review some of the videos and what was said during that time frame, and also to the mother's TikTok and Instagram account. Again, the first one I'm going to is Attorney Benjamin Crump's Instagram page to go over some of the clips that was on there and some of the information that's been shown recently when it comes to this case. So let's go ahead and start with the Nolan Xavier that's titled right here, again on Benjamin Crump's Instagram page.
For the beautiful 18 years that you blessed us with him. Thank you for the joy he brought not only to our family, but also to his friends and everyone in the community whose lives he touched. Nolan had such a gentle, calming spirit about him. He had a way of making people feel seen, welcome, and valued. He could lift your confidence with just a few words and make you feel like you belonged. If you ever had the privilege of meeting our son Nolan or calling him a friend, then you experienced a glimpse of God's love through him. We thank you, Lord, for the beautiful 18 years that you blessed us with him. Thank you for the joy he brought not only to our family, but also to his friends and everyone in the community whose lives he touched. Nolan had such a gentle, calming spirit about him. He had a way of making people feel seen, welcome, and valued. He could lift your confidence with just a few words and make you feel like you belonged. If you ever had the privilege of meeting our son Nolan or calling him a friend, then you experienced a glimpse.
Now, I know a lot of kids, I know our parents say that about their kids, but whenever you see videos of Nolan and him interacting with his friends, not just his black friends, his white friends too, he does always seem to be the center of attention, the life of the party, a de facto leader, I guess you could say. So I know that's got to be extra hard when you raise a kid, a son, who is just getting ready to go into adulthood and living their life cut short and you don't have the answers. And that's got to be a very horrific thing. I don't wish that on anybody. Now, the one thing I did see that was pretty interesting on here was Al Sharpton offering an award or announcing an award for any information.
$1,000 for anybody that could give the information that will lead to an arrest and a conviction in the case of what happened. He was not on that island by himself. Somebody saw something and knows something. So I didn't come to make money, I came to give money. Stand up and tell the truth. Whatever it is, good or bad, we're not going to prejudge it, but we cannot end it until we know all the facts. $1,000 for anybody.
Which is very true. I mean, you really can't rest until you know all the facts. And depending on what the facts is, it may not give you peace. But in this situation, I feel like the truth is going to break apart a lot of friends and family and communities. Because there's too much of the good old boy system in Mississippi for it not to be the case. And you got to think about it. It has been said plenty of times that everybody knows everybody there. Like the girl that Nolan was with, that he was talking to, I believe her dad was the fire chief. The one of the boys' mom was a judge there. And then that judge went to school with Nolan's mom. Everybody's connected. That's what I mean about the good old boy system. And unfortunately, when they tend to look more like this, they're going to look out for each other compared to the people that look like this. Anyways, let's continue.
The time when Reverend Al and NAACP and leaders show up to say, hold on, we want answers. We want answers because we love our children just like you love your children. Our tears are just as painful as your tears. Our pain hurts just as much as your pain. So whatever you would do for your children, if they were on that boat on Horn Island on July 4th, we want you to do it for Nolan Wells. Whatever investigation you would give for your children, we want you to do it for Nolan Wells. Whatever searches you would do on people's phones for your children, we want you to do that for Nolan Wells. Do it for Nolan Wells.
Now, there is quite a few comments I've seen asking about the autopsy. And there's been a lot of rumors about that, right? But I have not seen anything that's come out from Benjamin Crump's Instagram or the mother's TikTok or Facebook account. I will say this, though. I do know that the Wells family has went ahead and pursued a independent autopsy, which is great. Do they have the results already? I believe they do. I haven't seen any confirmation from them, but I would imagine they would by now, right? Here's why I think they haven't announced anything. Mainly because they're waiting to see what the autopsy results is going to be from like the Mississippi Sheriff's or Police Office or Coroner's Office. They most likely going to try to compare the two, because if their autopsy come out first, the Coroner's Office, the Sheriff's or Police, whoever, if theirs come out first and it doesn't match what their independent autopsy they have had done in, I think it's DC, there's going to be a cover-up exposed. And I know that's got to be really hard to sit on that information, because I'm pretty sure inside, underneath your sadness and pain, you're fuming and angry at the exact same time. This is a picture of the celebration of life. It was today. It just happened today. So I'm surprised they got this much information up already, to be honest with you. Let's see, what's this other video? I didn't realize she had an Instagram also. Okay, so I just saw that the mother has an Instagram, so I went ahead and clicked on there. And I saw this video on her TikTok and this picture on her Facebook. So I am going to go ahead and click on this.
Hey Boo Bears, I know you probably did not expect to see me, but I had to come on because I wanted to acknowledge all of your love, your support, your kindness that you guys have been showing me. I wanted to, answer each and every one of you, and I probably will at some point. I will at some point, but right now it's just, everything is so heavy. Everything is so heavy. just been going through the motions. You know, I'm a healthcare provider, so I talk about grief a lot. And now to be on the other side of this is, it's a lot.
And being a healthcare provider, helping people through grief, I believe she's an RN. So I'm pretty sure she has seen her fair share of people losing their lives. And then you probably think, and you're grateful every single day when you go home, that all my babies are safe. But when that doesn't happen anymore, when your babies are not safe, one is missing, you don't have all the answers, that's gotta hurt an unimaginable amount. And truthfully, I don't even know how she can go back into work doing that same career field anymore.
So I lost my mom a few years ago, and that was hard. This loss, this grief, this pain, it's different. It's insurmountable. And then it's like you get these flood of emotions all at different times, and grief is so multi-layered. You know, one second I might be okay and I can talk about things and I can listen to his stories, and then the next minute I am falling apart and I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like there is an elephant just sitting on my chest. But, you know, I know this is the process. I have a wonderful support system. I have my faith in God, which I've been leaning heavy into. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I see you. I love you. I'm thankful for all of you. And I'm so sorry that I hadn't been able to reply. I don't know exactly when again I'll post.
Ma'am, you don't have to apologize for shit. You're going to grieve in your own way. Whether you're crying, you're laughing because you are thinking of a memory of your son. And let's be real here. You're going to more than likely see his presence throughout the house. Right? In the car that he drove, the clothes that he wears. Just when you're cooking, you're probably going to call out his name and realize he's not there. You'll probably break it down to him. You're going to go through a lot of emotions, and you're free to express it however you want to. But the one thing I just ask is that your husband, the father, make sure you turn to him too. Because when it comes to men in grief, we're expected to hold it together and stay strong. We don't have the luxury of expressing ourselves and crying, right? We normally internalize it so much that it turns into like a form of cancer that eats away at us, and we don't know who to turn to. And a lot of the times we can't turn to anybody because we're the ones that's behind the scenes trying to hold things together. Yes, the mother is in the front, taking a lot of the blows, a lot of the criticism, but she does have a husband and the father right there beside her. So I hope that they both lean on each other through this hard time. Now, I did see this on her Facebook page, which I thought was complete BS. They sent that to her in the mail. I mean, that's just disgraceful. You gotta be some piece of just, I try not to curse, but yeah. This is the people who are, say, who family is anywhere else, Elmore, parents, when, where. That's just the announcement for that. Okay. Let me go back to Bear Crump's page. Was this the same video here? It looks like it is. So when I'm on her Instagram, you know, she was doing, hang on a sec. Before this incident happened, you know, she was doing influencer blog things before, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's trying to do that as a side hustle. She has a very nice personality. I get it. I see her why she's doing all this stuff. But there's one video in particular that spoke to me a lot that I saw on her TikTok page. I think I said Instagram earlier, but TikTok. And this is the day of that Nolan went missing.
So me and my sister's plans fell through. We were supposed to go to New Orleans to go eat oysters, and now we are at Rouse's trying to figure out what we are going to cook for 4th of July.
All them people asking me eggs.
And that's crazy because a few hours later, her whole entire world would change and she'll be put in the center of a media attention that she wouldn't have wished for. And sometimes things work out unexpectedly. And what I mean by that is she was supposed to go to New Orleans to eat some oysters, but for whatever reason, those plans broke down, whether you want to call it God or faith or some type of coincidence. She stayed home, was closed because her son got ended up missing. And that's really sad. That's truly sad. But this is her Facebook that I was mentioning before. I guess the governor of Mississippi, or mayor, excuse me, of Cassie Vaughn. Let's see. I guess mayors of the city. She made a little post, which is nice. Again, and that's where the picture I was going to come to originally. I was going to speak on bills on the Instagram too that I didn't know she had, but I'll just say this. Anybody that's talking negative about this woman and the father and the family right now are pure evil. And eventually something like this will happen to you. You'll lose a loved one, wherever it's due, a car accident, them being unalive, they go missing, it happens. And this woman and father seem to truly just love their family. I think there is times that we got to realize people are human and not everything is for content. The internet has desensitized us so much that we fail to understand what it's like to lose someone, because everybody lost somebody at one point in time, right? I find it hard to believe you made it to adulthood and you didn't lose an uncle, a grandfather, great grandfather, a friend, a teacher, somebody that was close to you that you loved. And this is take grace out of this. It's the loss in general. There's some things should be offline when it comes to loss of a child. I'm trying to be careful how I say things because my initial reaction is just to be loud and cursing and everything else. I'm back on Benjamin Crump's Instagram. I seen that 4th of July video.
Secrets are
Katie McCormick, the
secrets. The way.
with the death of Nolan.
See these 3 people right here? Nolan!
When a white 18-year-old kid goes,
Watch this and then let's talk about it.
Okay. So that was just him reposting videos. So I guess he found interest, but he did post one that was from Secret Service Sam. I've seen him a lot on TikTok.
Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update and some interesting things that are just coming to our attention. A woman named Anna Seymour, this is all allegedly, said she remembers seeing them fighting or having an altercation, Nolan with his friends, at around 4:01 p.m. As we know, they left the island at 4:30 p.m., so this would make sense in the timeline sense. Now, also, something else, if you listen to the only video we have, if you listen closely, it sounds like they're saying F you. It says, you're not getting on the boat, F you. Listen to this audio, see what you think.
I listened to that audio plenty of times. I didn't hear anything about a boat personally, but I did say when I first covered this story that I find it very hard to believe that you have an island that looks like it's almost pretty popular for like spring break and events in general. I'm not from that area of Mississippi, so I don't know how popular it is, but despite how it looks, it's very beautiful. And all those boats there, I find it very hard to believe not one person got some additional information, a photo, a video of anything. I find it next to impossible. Let's continue.
Of course, I can't be positive of what is being said, but if this is the altercation that Nolan was involved in, and somebody said they thought they heard him say, "Give me my phone back," and somebody said, "You're not getting on the boat, F you," this kind of ties some things together. Also, here's something interesting. Katie McCormick, the woman who allegedly was last seen with Nolan, her dad was the Biloxi fire captain, okay? I think
I said he was a fire chief before a fire captain, so that was my mistake on that. But I knew he had an important position within the local community.
Is anymore. You can see him in this picture. He was talking about fireworks and kids should never light them off without adult supervision. Kids should never go boating without adult supervision, really, honestly. But it just goes to show how connected this town is. And if her dad was a fire captain, there's Ashley Cole, a judge involved with Warren. It just shows they're connected in a way to make things go in the way that favors their kids and not Nolan. What do you guys think about this? Let me know what you think in the comments.
All right, so that was Secret Service, Sam. So that's all I really have for this. If you have some type of faith, give a prayer to the family. If not, a prayer just give some positive thoughts and vibes. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Visit their GoFundMe. In fact, let me see if I can. Where did I find her?
Justice for Nolan.
Where did I see her? There it is. I'm pulling up her GoFundMe. Oh, wow. They almost raised $1 million. They're almost there. So please go ahead and check out and donate to their GoFundMe. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have a great day.